Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the Atlanta SEO for Local Businesses meetup. I am Trisha Clements. I'm here with my co-organizer, Andy Simpson.
Good morning.
And so basically, for the Atlanta SEO meetup, what we do is have monthly topics on local SEO for local businesses and also agencies. I have put in the chat the links to our YouTube, which all of our videos will be up within a week, and our Facebook group, also the link to our meetup are on there as well, and that is in the chat. So want to go ahead and get started today. One thing is, if you've got questions, if you will put those in the chat, because we're going to have at the end have Darren go over some of the questions that you all have. So with that out of the way, I want to introduce Darren Shaw, who is the founder of Whitespark. He's going to be discussing some of the most interesting and overlooked aspects of the 2023 Local Search Rankings Factors Survey. He's the founder of Whitespark. I think I just mentioned that. And he's been working on the web for over 19 years and loves everything about local SEO. So I am going to let Darren take over.
Hey, thanks for that intro. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so Trisha said, I'm Darren Shaw, founder of Whitespark. Whitespark's a company that does software and services that help businesses rank better in local results. We've been around since 2005. We started off as a web development company, and then in 2010, we shifted to being a SaaS company that does local SEO software. And then, we actually have a whole agency side, and then we really have a big team that does listings as well. So building out citations and optimizing citations. So today I want to talk to you about the Local Search Ranking Factor Survey. But I've given the dang Local Search Ranking Factor Survey presentation many times, and I'm kind of sick of it. So I'll try to come up with a better topic. And Andy had a great idea. He's like, well, how about this? Where when we look at the sort of more overlooked things, the cool things in there that, people might not pick up on, might not notice because they're a little buried in the list. I love this idea. So thank you, Andy. Let me share my screen here. So I'm just going to share. I'm going to share the report. I didn't make a slide deck. Did I share the wrong screen? Are you looking at my Google Docs, or are you looking at my the local search ranking factors?
We see the local search ranking factors.
Yeah, okay, good. Here's all my documents in Google Drive. All right. So here is the local search ranking factors. So let me just quickly tell you about this report if you're not familiar with it. This is it's a little bit like the Bible of local SEO. It is a survey that comes out every year. It was originally started by the OG of local SEO, David Wim. Him and Mike Blumenthal are absolutely the founders of this discipline, this industry. And so David started this survey in 2008, and I think he originally was inspired by Moz's SEO ranking factors. And he's like, we should do that for local. And so it's a survey of all of the top minds in local SEO. So, what do you see impacting rankings? What seems to have a higher impact than something else? And so David ran that survey from 2008 to 2017 when he handed the reins over to me, and I've been doing it ever since. And so we survey all of these very smart expert contributors. These are the people that are doing local SEO day in, day out. They really understand the algorithm. They research it. They test things. They're always trying to understand, why does Google rank that business instead of this business? What are the things? What are the factors that drive those rankings? And so we have some participants on this list that you are familiar with. Andy contributes, Trisha contributes. So, lots of very smart people. A lot of these people are Google business product experts as well. So they understand Google business profiles really well, all the nuances of that. And you might know a lot of these people work at Sterling Sky, like even Brandon Schmidt, he just moved over there too. So Sterling Sky tends to have a lot of the people that do local SEO Joy just keeps hiring everybody. So anyways, that's who contributes. And so when you get all of these people contributing to one survey, you really get a sense of what drives rankings. And not only that, you get a prioritized list of what's most important and what has the greatest impact versus things that have less impact. The main thing is the sort of like the foundation are these 7 groupings. So there's 149 factors, and they are grouped into these primary sections. So Google, signals on your Google business profile, like your categories, your business name, things on the profile, those are signals. Things on your website, those are on-page signals. Things related to your reviews, that's another grouping. Things related to links, behavioral signals, citation signals, and personalization. So these are the 7 groupings. And so one of the questions I always ask is, weight them. What % do you think Google gives to each of these groups? And when you collect that across these 43, I think there were experts, you get this really interesting chart. So you get to see that the local search experts think that the signals from your Google business profile make up about 32% of the algorithm, then stuff related to your website, then stuff related to reviews, 16%, 11% from links, 8% from behavioral signals, 7% citations, and 6% personalizations. So as a general grouping, you can get a sense of, what drives the local search algorithm. Now, this is a very interesting one to me. I always like to highlight this because although we have a huge number here, 32%, the stuff you can do on your Google business profile to improve your rankings is pretty quick and easy. So you should not put 32% of your time and effort into your Google business profile. There's actually a lot more effort and work on the website side of things. See, a lot of this stuff is kind of once and done. You set it and it's good to go. But they have a whole section on conversion factors. And so you continue to manage and update and enhance your Google business profile for conversions, but not necessarily for rankings. So I think it's important to highlight that. I also like to always talk about Google business profile or the changes over time. And you can really see how over the course of the last 5 editions of the survey, Google business profile signals increased, and then they dropped back down a little bit in 2023. Website signals really increasing. Review signals increase a little bit. Link signals dropping, and you can actually compare links and content. Content becoming more important, links becoming less important. Citations dropped, but they kind of stabilized around 7% for the last 3 editions of the survey. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. I want to talk to you about these signals themselves, the 149 things. I will not bore you by going through every single one of them. I want to highlight the really interesting ones that people may have missed. And the reason people may have missed them is because if you look at the top 10, this is the foundation of local SEO that everybody talks about. So these are the key things that you basically already know. Setting your primary category in your Google business profile, that is absolutely number one. It has the biggest impact. So my favorite example is if you're a lawyer, let's say you're a personal injury lawyer or a criminal defense lawyer. If your primary category says law firm, you are doing local SEO wrong. Your primary category should definitely be criminal defense. So you want your primary category to match the keyword that you want to rank for as closely as possible. That has a huge impact on your rankings. The next one is keywords in the Google business name, which is super annoying. It shouldn't be such a strong signal. And that really encourages people to stuff keywords into their business name because it absolutely does have a massive impact on your rankings. That's why it's number 2. Proximity. Are you close to the person searching? Having lots of reviews, setting your additional categories.
Darren?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Have you changed screen? Because we're still looking at the same.
Well, I'm scrolling. You don't see me scrolling?
No.
I have. I'm on the wrong tab.
Sorry, buddy.
No, I
Yeah, we can see you scrolling
now.
now. There you go.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up on that. I was looking at the wrong screen.
There we go.
There we go. I want to look at this. So I'm looking at these specifics. So
Thank you,
the primary category, keywords in the business name, having lots of reviews, being close to the searcher. These are things that most people know, right? Having lots of additional categories, adding as many as you can. Being close to the centroid can help, especially if someone's searching from outside of your city. Having a complete Google business profile. So these are the ones that I think most people are pretty familiar with. It's kind of the foundation of local SEO. And it makes sense that they rise to the top because they really are the main things. If you get these things dialed in, it has a massive impact on your rankings. But today I want to talk about the overlooked factors. So I'm going to actually go through the list. And it's really interesting. Now that when I prepared this list, I was like, some of the ones near the very, very bottom of the list are really amazing. And I can't believe that they were overlooked. So I'm going to start with number 13 here. This is a factor that actually was added this year. I didn't have it in the survey last year, and it's a sustained influx of reviews over time. So rather than bursts, the idea is like, okay, I want to have 100 reviews on my Google business profile. Well, if I get them all 6 months ago, and because I sent an email blast to my newsletter, then they're not benefiting me as much as a continual influx of reviews. This is a factor that some people don't think about, but that's something you should think about. And you should not get all your reviews at once and then call it a day. You need your reviews continually coming in. And this actually, factor number 20 is related. It's recency. Do you have recent reviews on your Google business profile? So reviews cannot be a once and done thing. You must continue to get reviews. So that one is very important, but they're ranked lower than I think that they should be. They're very important, and I think you should not miss out on those. Number 14 is also one that I see so many businesses not doing this. It's ridiculous. You see like a service page, and it's like, these are the services we offer. Well, you can only optimize a single page for basically a single keyword group, right? Like one keyword plus related words. So if you don't have a dedicated page for every one of your primary services, then forget it. Like Google uses your website as the database that tells them about what your business is about and what it does. And that website is so important. So building on a dedicated page for every service you offer allows you to rank for that service much better, not just organically, but also in the local results. And so it's really huge to do this. And this is very interesting because you may have noticed that Google has really cranked up the dial on services. They are pulling services from your website and adding them to your Google business profile. And we have determined recently that services impact rankings. And so this is super important, highly overlooked, that you need a dedicated page for each service. And scratch your head, deep dive into every possible service, and think about sub-services too. A service might be plumbing services, but there's 50 services under plumbing services: drain cleaning, toilet installation, boiler, hot water tank installation. Every one of those needs a dedicated page. You don't want to just have your plumbing services page with some bullet points about what they are. You need a page for every one of them, and you need to build that page out with lots of content. Really show Google that you know what you're talking about. You are expert in this, why they should choose you, why customers should choose you, testimonials, like build these pages up. So this is a big one that a lot of businesses sleep on, and it has a really significant impact on your rankings. A little lower on the list here. 17 is very interesting as well. Geographic keyword relevance of domain content. So I see some businesses, they optimize the page for the keyword. They optimize the title tag for the keyword, but they forget to add the city name in there. They forget to tack on the city that they are operating in their website copy and in the title tags. So this is a missed opportunity and a very important one. And I think that it goes beyond just the one city. So Joel Hedley gave a presentation at the 2020 Local Search Summit where he had identified that if you add neighborhood names to the end of your title tag, he saw a 16% increase across hundreds of profiles for just general rankings. So you're anchoring the page, all of your content, to the area that you're located in. And you can do that with the neighborhood names. So mention the neighborhoods. You can do that obviously with the city. That's the most obvious one, but go further. You're going to get the neighborhood names into your titles and your copy, and then talk about specific landmarks in the area. Talk about jobs you've done in that specific area. Like, you know, maybe the area has kind of a famous fountain, or that one neighborhood is known for this really great farmer's market. Like, these are these kinds of things that you can do to anchor the location to your content. That has a really positive impact on your local rankings. So it's not just the city, it's more than that. So this is a really good factor that some people, you know, they skim it. They're like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. But there's more to it. So I hope that was helpful. Number 18 as well, right underneath here. This is one of the ones that seems to have a bigger impact than almost any of the tactics, because this is so overlooked. I have heard recently that Google doesn't differentiate a link from some other website to a page. There's no difference between a link from an external website to a page and an internal link from another page to your page. This means that building links is one of the hardest parts of SEO. It's so annoying. You try to like beg somebody to link to your website. It is so hard to get someone else to link to your website. So link building is one of the most challenging things you can do. But you know what you have at your disposal right now? 100 pages. If you've done the work of actually creating a dedicated page for all of your services, you have hundreds of pages you can internally link to each other. And now I'm not talking about navigational links. I'm not talking about footer links or sidebar links. These links, Google segments the page and they're not as valuable. We're talking about, so don't call those even internal links. I think most SEOs would call them internal links. I don't. An internal link should be in the first paragraph or two, and it should link to other pages of your site. It's just this incredible opportunity to build more page authority, help Google's crawlers find all of your content. It has a huge impact on your rankings. I really think that internal linking is a great opportunity that so many businesses didn't even think of. And if you use WordPress, there is software called InLinks, which is a plugin that really helps you to build these internal links. So highly recommend that, and don't sleep on that opportunity because it's a big one. I think I heard Joy say in the comments, it was either last year or this year under the expert Q&A section, that the thing that's really working for them is going through and building a bunch of internal links on their client sites. Next one I've got here is number 19 and number 27, actually. So I'm grouping these together. So this is quantity of inbound links to domain from locally relevant domains. So this is, you're getting a link from a website in your city. So this is another website that is also, Google sees this is a business located in that city. And then 27 is quantity of inbound links to the landing page from industry-specific sites. So these two are actually really valuable. And I think that in the world of SEO, the broader world of SEO, people really focus on domain authority. It's like, oh, the best thing that could ever happen is I get a link from the New York Times or CNN or whitehouse.gov. Local business will never get those links, and they actually are not the links that you want. I've heard that, I got a link from the New York Times, had no impact on my rankings. It didn't even matter, because what happens with the link from the New York Times is that it's a blip, and then it basically gets buried because the New York Times is pumping out hundreds of new pages every single day. And so it doesn't continue to pass authority for very long. Whereas a local link from a local blogger, a link from a local organization that you have sponsored, or a link from, maybe it's not local, but it's within your industry. So it's an industry publication of, let's say you're a plumber and you get listed on like the Plumbing Association, you submit an article to the Plumbing Association and they link to you. These links are the powerful links. If you're talking about building links in local, you want to think city relevance and you want to think industry relevance. So those links provide more value than anything else. and I just have a little note here that you should think not just about the site's relevance. Sometimes it's just enough for it to be the page's relevance. So let's say it was you're a plumber, but you want to get there's a blog about home services, like it's a kind of an umbrella thing, but you write a guest post all about plumbing. It's actually the page itself. What is this page about? Rather than what is the site about? Even if you had a whole website that was based off of, it was about lawyers, and it could be, you could submit a guest post that was really focused on plumbing, that I still think that the page itself, because the content of that page is so focused on plumbing, that continues to pass value. So I think that you should think about, it's not just site relevance, it's also page relevance. And so I think the holy grail, of course, is it's another plumbing website in your own city, and it's a page about plumbing. That would be great. You get the trifecta. But if you can't get that, you want to get at least the industry relevance. And if you can't get that, you could still get a great link from the page relevance. All right, number 28 is age of your Google business profile. This is a very interesting factor because it's not something you can manipulate. It's not something you can go and change the number, like rolling back your odometer on your car or something like that. It's like, when was this profile created? And this has a big impact. And the real takeaway here is, if there is a problem with your Google business profile, let's say reviews went missing, or they're going to reinstate your profile, where we see this have an impact is listing gets suspended, and then they're like, yeah, there's a problem with that one, so we're just going to make you a new one. Google does that sometimes. That absolutely is the kiss of death to your ranking. So building up page authority over time is really good. And another great example is, you see businesses that move and they'll close the old Google business profile and make a new one. I weep for them. I weep for the lost benefits of age of Google business profile. They're basically starting from scratch. Even if they get Google to move all the reviews over, forget it. You are gone. And that's how we know age of GBP is so important. So if you've moved your business, don't ever let Google make a new profile, and don't make your own profile. The age of your profile is valuable, and you don't want to lose it. Number 36. This one is absolutely magic. I can't believe this one. I saw this example. I made a whole video about it. This business that is so focused on Invisalign that they rank friggin' all over the city. Invisalign, if I just go Invisalign, they're probably right here, still in the pack. They better still be. Yeah. Clear Smile Dental. Look, it's Clear Smile Dental. They rank number 1. They have no reviews. What? No reviews? Why are they ranking number 1? Let's look at their profile. No Q&A, no photo. So the only photo is this logo. They have no Google post. They basically have, this is what I tell people not to do with your Google business profile. It's the best example of the crappiest Google business profile. So why are they ranking? What is happening? And I ran them through Local Falcon. It's not just because they're close to me. Friggin' dominate the city. They dominate the whole north end of Edmonton. And I'm like, how is this possible? And I'll tell you how it's possible. I'll tell you exactly how it's possible. It is this factor right here. Website's degree of focus on a specific niche. Google is, oh, you're looking for Invisalign? That's all this business does. They don't do anything else. This is everything else is about the primary heading. Their title tag, Invisalign Dentist in Edmonton. Invisalign, Invisalign, Invisalign. Every single damn page of their website is focused on Invisalign. They have Invisalign as the primary navigation. This website is 100% focused on Invisalign. And that is why they're ranking so well and so far and wide. It's friggin' amazing. So what is the takeaway here? Well, there's 2 options you could do. You could make a secondary website that is absolutely focused on the one sub niche. Let's say you're a personal injury lawyer and car accidents is where the money is. You really want to, enhance, you want to rank better for car accidents. You make a dedicated website just to car accidents. Now, I do think you need to connect it to a brand new Google business profile as well. And so you should create a Google business profile. I think they missed they really had an opportunity to get Invisalign in the business name too, but whatever, that's here nor there. But I really think that you need to create a new Google business profile too. And this business is interesting because this is a division of 𝗨𝘃𝗲𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗱𝗲 Dental. 𝗨𝘃𝗃𝗲 is a dentist office, which is actually just down the street. Here it is. Like, this is their address. But this one here, 𝗨𝘃𝗃𝗏 is, look, I don't even have the address on their website. So the 𝗨𝘃𝗏𝗏 is actually a different address, and they created a new Google business profile for this business. So I made a whole video about this. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Website's degree of focus on a specific niche, very powerful if you hyper focus on one specific thing. And so you could either say car accidents are so valuable to me that I'm gonna just dump dog bites and everything else off of my personal injury lawyer website, because if I hyper focus on this, then Google will see this business is absolutely focused on car accidents. So if you're looking for a car accident lawyer in Chicago, this is the one, because that's all they do. They don't do all the other stuff. They're just hyper focused. They must be the best at car accidents. So I love this factor. It's very interesting, majorly slept on, majorly overlooked. It is a fascinating factor that a lot of people haven't even thought about. So love that one. We're getting into juicy ones now, actually. Everything coming down off this list. So that was a really good one. I like okay, look, we've made a huge jump from 36 down the page, all the way down here to 71. Volume of content on GBP landing page. What is the GBP landing page? For the vast majority of businesses, it's your homepage. So the page that your Google business profile links to. So whatever you put in the website field in your Google business profile, that's what we're talking about here. So most businesses link to the homepage. If you are a multi-location business, you'll typically link to a location landing page. And both of those pages are notorious for having no friggin' content on them. You dum-dums, add content to this page, because this is the page that Google is trying to understand your business from. You see this homepage, which is just like a flash animation. I don't do that anymore. Those are like the old school days, but it would just have like nothing on it. You're not telling Google anything about your business. This factor is 71. I'm sad to see it so far down the list, but this is an overlooked factor for sure. So your homepage, what do you want to rank for? I need 5 paragraphs. No, bullet points are not enough. 2 sentences are not enough. You need to describe this very well. Describe what you want to rank for and why you should rank for. You got to convince Google that you are an authority on that topic. Now you can rank for it. So this is sad. Most homepages, they try to do everything. So it's like, I'm a plumber. So the homepage has everything about all of their individual services. I don't love that. I like to kind of really focus the homepage on the primary category and then get other pages to do their duty for subcategories. It's good to use the internal linking, of course, but really get that primary category well described on the landing page. And do the same thing if you're a multi-location business linking to location landing pages. So this is, I think, a missed opportunity for a lot of businesses. And I think you'll see your rankings go up when you add more content about the primary category that you want to rank for. Number 81 is presence of GBP services. So this is a funny thing because I put the survey out, everybody completed the survey, and then I think it was like the day before I released it, Joy Hawkins comes out with the groundbreaking study that services impact rankings. I tested it, and holy crap, do they ever impact rankings? Massive potential with services to impact rankings. So it's a bit unfair to have this down on 81 because the thinking from all of the experts while they were filling out the survey is that services don't really impact rankings. In fact, it was a local SEO myth in previous ones. Is it still? Like, where does it appear in here? Yeah, it comes up as like number 22 on the myths. So it's funny to see that because it is a huge thing now in local SEO where people are like, wow, services impact rankings. So this is one that is overlooked. If you're looking at this survey and you're thinking this is the list, you might be like, oh, 81, that has no impact on ranking. I'm not going to bother with that. But this actually has a massive impact on ranking. So we're talking about the predefined services. So when you go into your Google business profile, you can click the service, you click the add more services button, and then Google will suggest a whole bunch of these. And you can just click the button and they'll add them to your profile. Even better, you could stop doing it in Google because that interface is maybe the worst interface. The new Google NMX in search experience is so bad. But today we launched our brand new Google Business Profile Management software, Whitespark, and services. I cannot wait to launch this. So right now we're launching it in beta, but our interface for managing services is so beautiful, and that's coming out really quickly. We're going to launch that on the heels of this beta launch. So even better, you should use our Whitespark Google Business Profile Management software. You can find it off of our homepage. If you go to whitespark.ca, we now have a link to our new GBP management platform. Exciting times. But anyways, services, 100% impact rankings. So they're a little overlooked because they're so far down on the list, but I guarantee they're going to be in the top 20 next year. Next year, top 20. They might even make the top 10 next year as a really key ranking factor. So services, yes. Custom services, I think Ben Fisher was doing some testing around custom services, and he saw a little bit of a ranking increase. I'd like to test it myself, just adding your own custom services. So ideally, those would help rankings too. Where am I? 86 and 87. Super overlooked. Look at this. Diversity of third-party sites on which reviews are present. And this is also the same. They're very similar. Quantity of third-party reviews on like Yelp, TripAdvisor, Yellow Pages, and even more important, like your industry-specific sites. People are absolutely sleeping on this. They think, I just need reviews on Google and that's good enough. But Google is trying to understand your business across the web. And so we know that they use this. There's a whole section on your dang Google business profile that says like other places that you have reviews. These are very important. And because they're so far down on the list, people forget about them. But do not put all of your review eggs in the Google basket. Get reviews on other sites. Very important. Make sure that you're getting reviews on your industry-specific site. If you're a lawyer, find the sites that lawyers are getting reviewed on and get reviews on those too. If you do a branded search, you should see, like if you just type your business name plus city, you should see a whole list of sites on that home page, on that first page of results that have your reviews. You want the review stars showing up on multiple sites. That has a really big impact. There's a whole like Barnacle SEO thing going on here too, because when you build up those profiles, when you get reviews on Yellow Pages, almost none of your competitors have reviews on Yellow Pages. And what happens when you get reviews on that? You go from their pagination of lawyers in your city, you're currently on page 36. Basically, Google doesn't even know you exist on that website because you're so far into their crawl budget. So once you get reviews, what happens on Yellow Pages? Boom, you go right up to like page 1. So especially if you get 2, 3, 4 reviews compared to all the other lawyers, you're now on page 1. And guess what? Yellow Pages ranks really well for Lawyers Denver. So now you have a link and a mention of your business on one of the pages that is on page 1 for the primary term you want to rank for. So people forget about this. It's a huge opportunity. And even though they're 86, 87, don't miss them. Don't overlook these ones. This is valuable. Number 93, quantity of photos with Google Vision AI labels matching keywords. I added this one this year because if you haven't seen Google Vision AI, you can plug in any photo and Google will tell you what's in the photo. What is this a photo of? And so it's really powerful. It's like a way to tell Google about your business in the photographic content. So keywords in the description, they don't help you rank. Keywords in the Q&A section, they don't help you rank. They help with conversions for sure. But I think that keywords in your actual photos, and I'm not talking about putting the words into the image itself, just having photos of the thing that you do is very helpful for your rankings. And I think that this is slept on too. So making sure that you're regularly uploading photos of you doing the work, whatever that work is that you do, and that those photos encapsulate what you work on, what you do in your business, that's very powerful. And so people forget to upload photos to their Google business profile. So stop forgetting and upload good photos. And if you want to test, you can take all of your photos and run them through the try it. If you just Google Vision AI, you can try it and it'll tell you what's in the photo. So there you go. Number 136. Look at this, way down the friggin' page. Number 136. Look how far down this is. Quantity of videos on your Google business profile. I can't believe how far down the page this is. Google has been absolutely prioritizing video like you wouldn't believe lately. They autoplay in the Google Maps app. So if you do a search for coffee shops, plumbers, lawyers, if you have a video on your Google business profile, it will show up as like the first or second little card, and it autoplays. So if I'm looking for a business, what's going to catch my eye more than anything? Those auto-playing videos. It's huge. Mike Blumenthal recently shared that on a mobile search, branded search, if you have a video on your profile, Google makes it like your huge cover photo, and it auto-plays right in there. Super engaging, captivating, draws in clicks. I think that Google, they own YouTube. They know how to analyze the video in the same way that they're doing that with Google Vision AI. They can analyze the content of the video itself, get the keywords in the video, get the keywords in the photos. There's huge opportunity here. So, and massive shout out to Andy, who's on the call today, because he informed me just 2 days ago that you can upload a longer video than 30 seconds. If you check the Google Business Profile guidelines, it says, videos on your Google Business Profile must be 30 seconds, like maximum duration is 30 seconds, under 75 megabytes, and I don't know, certain resolution or something is the third point. And so you see it all the time. You see Google Business Profile to have a video that's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Like, how do they do that? I thought the limit was 30 seconds. And my original theory was that they did it by, because they uploaded those videos like 5 years ago before Google implemented the 30-second thing. I was wrong. Andy said, he said, I think it's actually the problem is just the file size. So the 75 megabytes is where your limit is. And I tested it. I'll show you. Check this out. Whitespark Edmonton. Okay, it worked. So if I look at my photos, no, I don't want to add photos. I should look at them. Show me my photos. So look, I got a videos tab. So this is another benefit of adding videos. If you add at least 2 videos, you get a new tab up here for videos. Oh, where's my new one? Here's my new one. So this is my test. Andy told me that if you get a video below the 75 megabytes, you can upload a longer video. So look, this one's 1 minute, 52 seconds. I uploaded this 2 days ago. It works. So this is proof that it works. I just took some random video that I had sitting on my computer and I uploaded it to my profile. So there you go. Proof. I love it. I got to do a tweet about this or something. But yeah, so basically longer videos. Basically videos, number 136. Come on, people. Can't believe it. It's like at the very bottom of the list. It's almost a myth. It's so far down on the list. People will say, yeah, videos have no impact on ranking. I disagree strongly. I think they have a very positive impact on ranking. And even if they don't, they have a huge impact on conversions. I encourage you to check out the conversion section. It has lots of stuff in here about like, okay, it's not always just rankings, it's conversions too. Check out the myths section. This is actually just an inverse of the table. And so you might see, oh, this is a local search myth. Wrong. So anyways, I think I should cut it there so I have time for questions. I do have to go at 10:30 sharp. So let's see if we have any questions.
Yes, thank you so much. We do have a couple questions. I'll go through the ones and then we'll add the new ones. Beth earlier asked, you were talking about the local search summit and she was asking if it was a regular event and when that was, and I'm not sure what summit you were talking about.
Yeah, it was a Whitespark local search summit. Let's see.
It's always online, or is it? Because I know I went to it.
So
He
Whitespark
also
Local
mentioned
Search
it.
Summit.
He also mentioned it at the local U as well when he did his presentation
Yeah.
in Santa Monica. He talked about the title tag and the
Oh yeah,
post
Joel
zip.
Headley. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did it for 2 years. We did the 2020 Local Search Summit and we did the 2021 Local Search Summit. And actually, if you have a Whitespark account, you can watch all the videos from that summit in your account. It's logging me in, but in your account section, we just gave all these videos away for free. Yeah, here it is. Local Search Summit video bundle. So if you just sign up for like the free basic Whitespark account, you can access all of the videos from the summit for anyone who has a free Whitespark account. And there's just so much great content here. So if you're interested in binging on local SEO content from the very best in the industry, this is available for you for free in our Whitespark.ca account.
I'll just say that it was outstanding as well. It's really, mate, it was really good.
I know, it was a really good conference. We loved doing it. It was so much work, unbelievable amount of work. And basically we did not see much business benefit from doing it. So we're like, the only way I would do it again is if I just have so much money in the bank that I'm just doing it as a gift to the local SEO industry. That's what I have to do in order to do it again. But that's what the summit is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Our next question, Brooke was asking about differences in GBP for services and products. You want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So that's actually a pretty good question, because if you look now, let's go Chicago lawyers. The new local pack, local finder. See these local finder results? This is the new style. And actually, I think Canada gets it, but other people aren't seeing it this way. So if I do a branded search, I will see products in here. But notice that in the new local finder, products are gone. There's no products on here. You get, Google posts are still here. Another thing that's gone is the Q&A section. Is Google getting rid of Q&A? Is Google getting rid of products? Very interesting. But services, they are featured here. So there's two things I want to point out about this new services tab. One, it's now getting prominent feature in the Google business profiles. And two, most businesses are failing. Look at this failure. You know why? Because they haven't added descriptions. Every once in a while, you'll see one and you're like, oh, there, these people are doing it right. Oh, so they got a few descriptions. So see how these ones that are described stand out more? Now this becomes a competitive advantage because you should add descriptions to all your services. So if you go into the services sections of your Google business profile, add descriptions. Even better, do it through the new Whitespark interface when we launch the services thing. But services becoming much more important, products becoming less important. I tweeted about this the other day. I actually think Google's going to maybe remove the product section from your Google business profile and instead push everybody to Merchant Center. And in Merchant Center, like if you want to add your products, you got to use Merchant Center. Google made that free for all businesses. So you can sign up for a Merchant Center account, connect your products through there. But Merchant Center makes it very clear that this can only be used for actual physical products, not services. It says it right there on the homepage when you sign up. So all the lawyers, plumbers that are currently taking advantage of the product section to highlight stuff because it gets great visibility, I worry a little bit that that's going away. So I would say in the meantime, get those conversions while you can before Google drops the product section. But products themselves, we do not believe have a direct impact on ranking unless you're searching for that specific product. So like if I just did, a specific product, my sister actually has this education station thing spelled wrong, but I should get it. Yeah, so she has this is called See What's in Store, which comes from Pointy and actually lists all of her products. This is really powerful. This is what Google wants. Google wants real products, not lawyers saying that their services are products. So people are currently kind of breaking the rules a little bit with it, but this is what Google wants.
Darren, as you got that example up, can you just show people how to, because services is still a little bit of an unknown area. Can you see where they can have look at their services?
Yeah. Oh, look, I even have open right here. This is because I do manage this profile.
Yeah.
She might not have services because she's a product business. No services. I'll show you it on Shaw Electrical. Shaw Electrical Fresno.
Your side gig, yeah.
My side gig, yeah, exactly. So here's my services section, right?
There you go.
These are all my services. I could go in here and add a description. So in the NMX, I click Edit Services, and then I can go in here and manage all of these services. And I should write a description and a price for all of these. Fixed. Oh, look, they still have the from. Oh, from. Maybe that's new. So you can say like from $50. I'll install your fan. It might be 50 to 1,000 bucks. I don't know. But I also recommend that if you're talking about pricing, you put it in the description. It's like prices range from 50 to 1,000 bucks, whatever, right? So fill out your services section. Then it looks much better in this profile here. So you get these descriptions. You click more, you can read more. So this is your option, your benefit. So fill out those descriptions. And then another thing is, I think I may have already maxed them out because this was the listing I used for my test, but this is the button. This is your magic button. It's the bottom here, add more services. So you're looking for you get these little things that pop up here, and that's where you can add custom service, or you can choose the predefined, but you can also add your own custom services. Custom, we don't know if it directly impacts rankings. The predefined definitely does. I'll show you this on the Whitespark listing. Whitespark Edmonton, services. Oh man, maybe they're all added. Yeah, there's one example. So most businesses will have a whole bunch of these, and they can just check them off. And these are the ones that have a positive impact on rankings without question. Absolutely tested, absolutely has an impact on ranking. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about services.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. The next question was, Beth said she has a lot of updating to do. If she makes a ton of changes, will she be penalized or flagged? So
there are a few sensitive fields on your Google Business Profile.
Yeah.
That can trigger some careful investigation from Google. So when you make a change to your address, when you make a change to your phone number, when you make a change to your business name or your website URL, those are all trigger points. Be careful with those. If you have a bunch of updates to make, but they're not affecting those, I think you're pretty safe to just go in there, go hog wild, add your services, add your Google posts, add your products. Yeah. Don't worry about those. It's the sensitive fields that you need to worry about. So when you hear people say, don't make too many changes to your profile at the same time, they're talking about those fields. Other than those, I think you're safe to just, in fact, I recommend more regular interaction. It shows Google that you're a business owner that's alive, your listing is alive, you care, you're managing it. Google wants that. They want you in there because every time you go in there, they can suggest more ads. You should buy ads.
Yeah.
So get noticed. So they want you in there. It's just be careful with these like highly sensitive fields: name, address, phone, website URL. Other than those, you're fine.
Okay. Let's see. Next question. Let's see. I think this is Susan. It says most of my clients have both services and products, but a couple with just products, no services. Are you seeing that as well? So it sounds like she's saying,
yeah, we just saw it on Education Station here. Yeah, they don't have the services.
Well, section. I think she's saying, like, is it not an option in your is Susan still here? She's saying it's not an option for them, or is it?
It is not an option for them because of their categories.
Because of their
categories.
In
order to get services, you have to have a category that that has services associated with it. So their primary category is educational supply store. I don't even think they have any other categories on here. Oh, they have toy store and scrapbooking store. All three of those have the word store in them. And so because it's all store, Google doesn't give them the services button. Yeah. What you could do and what they could do, I bet you I can get services. Oh, actually, wait, I got to add a fifth thing. Categories can be a little sensitive too. Messing with your categories.
So are you going to change that?
Yeah, too much, and especially your primary can also be one of these trigger points. So if you're making changes to one of those 5 key fields, including categories, then I would say don't make too many changes all at the same time. So what we do at Whitespark is we'll make a change, and we let it sit for a week before we would touch any of those other key fields again. So, but if you're doing other stuff like post services, you can do that all day long. All right. So what I would do is I would add a new category called, let's see, teacher. I'm just trying to get something that's related to what they do. Supply. These are all store. That's the problem. It's hard to find a service, right? Well, I don't know. If I added plumbing to their category, then they would get the services.
Yeah.
But
yes,
then they would
that
start
has a lot
ranking
to do with service, what your categories are.
Exactly. So that's why you don't see services. But if you look and you add a category that maybe makes sense, you'll get the services. So I don't think I could find one for this particular business, but it depends on the business. And actually, this is a action item anyways. You should always go through your competitors, look at their categories and see, are there any other categories I can add to my profile? Because if you can, those help you rank for those terms. And some of those might be service-based, right? So I would use the GMB Everywhere plugin and just run searches in Google Maps, and then it'll show you your categories for every one of your competitors.
Definitely. Let's see. We have another question from Mark. It says, have you noticed that some primary categories have fewer predefined services, for example, mental health services?
100%. Yeah. So some categories have a ton of service options, and Google just keeps pounding new ones in there. It's just like every time I look at my listing, it's like, here's 60 new services. And other categories have just a few. So I think Google's pulling them from websites. They're pulling them from other profiles. They're pulling them from custom services that similar businesses are adding. And so the suggested services, their algorithm is out there trying to find them and suggest them. And so I think that, when enough other businesses are using those, they will suggest them in their profile.
Okay. Let's see. One other one I think I missed earlier, and I'm not sure who asked this. It says, what SEO in-person conferences do you attend, Darren?
Well, it's been a long time. It's been a long pandemic. So I haven't been to one in 3 years, but the one that I love to go to all the dang time is Local U, because it's the freaking best. So Local U does have one coming up in Blue Mountain. And guess what? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be the MC for that event. So Local U Toronto, October 13th. This is the one. This will be my first conference that I've been to in 3 years. And so I'm going to be the MC. Great speakers. Do they even have the speakers listed? No, they don't. I think in the email they sent. Oh, wait. Yeah, here are the speakers. Yeah. So we've got Marie Haynes. We got Matthew Hunt. We got Claire Carlisle, Dana D. Tomaso. Ali Margison is our director of SEO services at Whitespark. Colin from Sterling Sky and Joy. And you'll notice mostly Canadians other than Claire. So this is like the Canadian contingent of local SEO. And so
oops, did he freeze up?
Yes, frozen once.
Oops, I can't hear you, Andy. It sounded like he froze up a little bit.
Yeah, he's frozen up on us.
Okay. Hopefully he'll come back because he'll be on here for just a second. But yeah, Local U is definitely one. It's going to be in Canada. So it's going to be a good event. Hopefully he'll come back here. We had, let's see, one other question about and hopefully Darren his video will come back to us and we can get him back on for the last couple of minutes. Oops. Hopefully he'll be back. Last question is, and Andy and I can probably work with this for Karen, because I missed it earlier. For custom home builders, Google keeps adding services over and over, and she keeps deleting them because they're not relevant. Should I accept or keep deleting them? If they're not relevant, definitely keep deleting them. If they continue to come back, I would say possibly submit a ticket to Google on it to see. What are your thoughts, Andy?
Sorry, Darren's just said he's had a power outage at his house.
Okay.
I'll commute. I would just keep removing it, and hopefully, is there anything on your site that is indicating that you're doing
that's the thing, is that that's where Google is getting that, is probably from your website. However, it could be something, for example, that is related and you mentioned. So let's say if you've got a carpet cleaning company and you mention on there something about, you know, when moving the furniture to clean the carpets, I've seen Google put in their moving company, furniture moving company. And, you know, you do need to talk about that on your website, and that's where Google is getting it. So I would say keep removing it. If it continues to just really keep coming up and up, it might be something to check with Google with support on that. But definitely keep removing it because you don't want it there if it's not something you did. So
Darren is trying to get back to join us just to say goodbye, because I think he's having a good time. So he's we'll just make sure we let him in. And
I'm looking for him if he comes in. So.
Now, this is also some of the things Darren has talked about today, which has been fantastic. I think has given us some opportunity to we might go back as a group and cover in more detail, like landing pages, internal linkings, and linking and things like that. It's given us a really good list of other topics we can cover.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we've got yes, please from some people. So we definitely will. Definitely will. And so what hopefully Darren will come back, but until then I want to mention again, we have our meetups the second Wednesday of the month at 11:30 a.m. Next month is July 12th, 11:30, and Andy and I are going to be working on a topic for that. So maybe something from some of this we can do. I'll go ahead and put the links back in here for our, oops, here he comes. So I got the links in there for YouTube, Meetup, and Facebook, and Darren is coming back really quick. So I know he has to go right as soon as he gets in, so we'll let him.
Hello and goodbye.
Yes, hello and goodbye. Hey, Darren. Oops, we can't hear you.
Oh.
There, now you can.
There you go.
Yes,
sorry, my power went out. I'm actually still waiting for my Wi-Fi to come back up. I don't know, my router in the basement's now doing its cycling thing, but I did tether to my phone just so I could come back in and say goodbye. Thanks for having me today.
Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, Darren. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. All right. Any follow-up questions, you can find me on Twitter at Darren Shaw _. I'm also on LinkedIn. Follow my YouTube channel. Check us out at whitespark.ca. See ya.
Awesome, Darren. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Again, we will see you next month, the second Wednesday of the month, and have a good rest of the week. And check for the video that will be up on YouTube soon.
Take care, folks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Cheers.